Hi everyone! So in this video I'm gonna talk with you about something very unique but still beautiful, and this something might be found only here in Japan, but I think that you already might guess that it will be Sakura. Like, it's so obvious, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, here we are. Japanese people usually tend to plant sakura trees alongside the mansions, houses, or simply in the parks to make them more aesthetically beautiful. Also, you may or not know that sakura is the symbol of the spring here in Japan. Most of the trees are blooming for a week or two. The beginning of blooming usually starts at the end of March till the first half of April. With the sakura blooming, scholar and financial years also starts in April. To see sakura blooming across Japan, you can Google the sakura forecast, and there will be written exact days of bloom starting, plus minus 1 week. In Japan, sakura blossoms are symbolized as clouds and petals as symbols for falling snow due to its nature of blooming. Also, sakura is the enduring metaphor for the ephemeral nature of life, which is embodied into the concept of mono no aware. When it comes to sakura blooming, Japanese people tend to do hanami, which means cherry blossom viewing. And they do it not only in daytime but also at the nighttime, and those lanterns are supposed to light up sakura trees from the bottom. Sakura trees may differ from each other with tree and flower shapes. Back to the history, Japanese people produced many cultivars by selecting superior or mutant individuals that came out by natural crossings of wild cherry trees. The most popular cultivar is the Yoshino Sakura, because it reaches full bloom at the same time with the whole tree, and the flowers are in the bloom before the leaves are open. As you can see from this video, usually in the park there might be up to 10 trees planted in a row, which creates a strong image as if you're being sitting under the cloud. So here you can see how white and pink sakura is mixed well. I should say that this cultivar is most common here in Japan, and its blooming is very gorgeous. After shooting these sakura trees in Nanko Island, I hidden myself to the Osaka Castle Park, so you can see beautiful sakura sweeping down to the river. The entire Osaka Castle Park covers about 2 square kilometers with lots of green space, and it's one of the most popular hanami spots within the Osaka city. Most of the Japanese families or office workers usually tend to have picnic under the sakura trees, and it becomes very crowded with people and kids being playing nearby. The reason I decided to choose to see sakura blooming at the Osaka Castle Park was the contrast between the dark castle walls and the pink-white sakura color. In ancient times, when cherry blossom bloomed, it was a sign for Japanese people that the god had come down from the mountains and it's time to plant rice. Cultivation of sakura took off during the Edo period, and people then enjoyed watching successive blooming of different types of sakura. Back in the history, Japan even used cherry blossoms to solidify and symbolize their colonization of foreign territories. The government planted cherry trees in places they conquered to show it was claimed by Japan. But nowadays, for bilateral relations efforts, it's common for Japan to send sakura trees as a gift to the foreign countries.